The girl was leaning against the wall, not daring to move, because in front of her were some huge puppet ghosts. As she moved toward the door in fear, the puppets found her, and step by step, they came closer to her. The girl was already scared to death, but then one of the flower girls suddenly stooped down, and began to look her up and down. In a moment of danger, a hand suddenly reached out from the darkness, covered her mouth and nose. Don't breathe. This man was examining the body of the female corpse. She accidentally found a wound on the back of her head, but while she was recording the autopsy report, there was a sudden commotion behind her. The man was curious and went over to check it out, but the next moment, outside the door, the stupid son heard the commotion, carrying an oil lamp. He went in, then he saw his father being dragged into the darkness. He was so scared that he ran out, but the door wouldn't open, so he could only watch the ghost. Step by step, the female ghost approached him. When the village chief and his men arrived at the scene, Lao Wuza was drowned in pomelo water, and his son was hanging from a beam. Ninth uncle was the most knowledgeable ghost master in the village. He thought the body should be cremated immediately. The girl's father refused. He begged ninth uncle to find a way to keep his soul. Ninth uncle saw how much he missed his daughter. He decided to use a secret technique to lure the soul into his body. It is said that if you use crow's blood to draw out his soul first, and then use a funeral puppet as a container, when he appears, then use the blood of a close relative to press on the puppet ceiling, and then burn his body, his soul will remain in the puppet forever. As a thunderclap falls, the whole altar starts to blow like a gale. After the ceremony, ninth uncle hurriedly burned his body with a talisman. But, just when the two thought everything was going well, the compass on the table suddenly began to swing wildly. The water behind them rippled. Then they saw the little girl turn into a ghost, poking its head out of the water. The two of them were terrified by the sight. It looks like the corpse is about to turn. By the time the village chief heard the noise and rushed over, ninth uncle was already dead. Since then, no one dares to come here, because of the puppet's return. 1 year later, a group of 5 students and teachers traveled thousands of miles to Yuanyao village. They planned to stay here for the night. When the village chief told them the story of Xiao Man's ghost, they weren't scared. They asked to stay in a haunted house on the island, because they don't believe in ghosts. The housekeeper Huang Bo told them, the side room is the worship room for Xiao Man's puppet. Don't go there, because Xiao Man loved puppet shows, so there are puppets all over the house. The young couple is obviously a bit scared, so they put the puppets under the bed. After all, as long as you can't see him, it's like he's never existed. On the other hand, Qian found a big wooden box in the hall. But the weird thing is, the lid was covered with bloody handprints and scratches. It seems that there is something inside. Shen was so scared that she ran to join her companions, but Zhao Fei wasn't scared at all. He even took a child's urine. He poured it directly on the puppet. It's said that using this absurd method can suppress the puppet, but they don't know yet. They'll pay a terrible price for their death-defying behavior.